I got the go call. Thanks for joining me tonight. Today, this is a special show, and it's special because there are some things that are on my mind, and primarily because last week I made a special show saying that Matt Gaetz was going to be your Attorney General, and we all know how that turned out. But do we know why? Do we know why it turned out that way? We'll discuss it when we come back. Okay, guys, I'm having some technical problems, but that's okay. This show will go on. I'm Charlotte Bergman, your host today. Thanks for joining Political Talk with Charlotte. We typically air our show every Thursday at noon. Today is Saturday, a few days before Thanksgiving. So I don't know if this is going to be my last show, but there is a issue that is on my heart that I wanted to share with you. If you want additional information from me, please contact me at charlotte@charlottebergman.com. Check out both of my Facebook pages. One is at Elect Bergman or at charlotte.bergman.9. And then after the show is completed, it is uploaded to Bitchute, so you'll be able to enjoy a replay of the show at Political Talk with Charlotte. You can also check out the show at Elect Bergman on Twitter. And on YouTube is at Bergman for Congress. And on Twitter, yes, it is at Charlotte Bergman. If you're new to this channel, please leave a comment or subscribe to my channel on YouTube and or Rumble. Help us to grow so that we can reach different people with our message. If you enjoyed this message, all I ask for admission is that you smash the like button. Smash the like button so our channel can grow. I think we're ready to grow, don't you? I do appreciate each of you, and I love you. I love you because you share some of the same concerns that I do. So please comment and share my video. Please check out my book, The Last Trumpet in the Battle for America. You will enjoy that book, and I'll tell you what, it gives you a little bit of information about who I am, and what I'm about, and how I got my start, and my love and concern for this country, for my community, for you guys. Now, I want to talk about character assassination. I could not get this out of my mind. Character assassination. We've all heard the words white supremacist, racist, rapist, Russian assets. These are all smear words. And these are the words that the left have used on us year after year after year. And unfortunately, it really pisses me off, because how many times does it take for someone to make a fool of you or to smear somebody's reputation and you fall for it? How many times does it take? Well, as I've said so often recently during my shows, I'm so thankful to the American people, because this time the American people didn't fall for it. This time the American people said, yeah, that person is not perfect, but he's not my pastor. That person is not perfect, but he's not Jesus. He can't save me. He can't save my soul. But what he can do is do some things that I need that I can't do for myself. Whereas to get the federal government off my back so I can have some money in my pocket, so I can go and get some gas in my car, and I don't want to have to pay an arm and a leg. So I can go to the grocery store And I know a lot of you are probably feeling the pinch this weekend and certainly by Wednesday, trying to get your food in for Thanksgiving so that you can entertain your family and spend some time with your family. And Thanksgiving is coming up. And if any of you that are like me, who want to brag about this election, I'm going to advise you, especially if you're around a number of liberals, don't brag about this election. Let the truth and the results of this election manifest itself after January 20th, after people start having money in their pockets. Okay, so we've heard it often. White supremacists, rapists, racists, Russian asset. These are words that are designed to keep you from voting for people who could potentially help you, to get you out of living in poverty, get you out of being depressed. Now, during this last week, we had 4 people who I'm going to mention to you in a few minutes. Actually, it's 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 major people. I said Matt Gaetz was going to be your next attorney general. And if all things were equal and people didn't fall for those smear tactics, he would be. I'm talking about Mitch McConnell, Senate Minority Leader. Did he fall for those character assassinations, or were there other reasons why he chose to reject Matt Gaetz? And how about Lisa Murkowski of Alaska and Susan Collins of Maine and Senator-elect? He hasn't even taken office yet. He knows what it's like to run for a position. John Curtis, the one and only John Curtis, who replaced Mitt Romney of Utah. Those were the 4 people who made me out of a lie. They made me out of a lie. They made me have to say and accept that because they were not going to support Matt Gaetz, he was not going to be the attorney general. But guess what? That did not stop Donald J. Trump. As I've shared with you guys before, the man plays chess, 3D chess. His plan A didn't work, so he pulled out plan B. And I think that Pam Bundy is an excellent choice. So one monkey didn't stop this show, but I just want you guys to know that I really felt very strongly that Matt Gaetz would be a good attorney general. And the smear campaign that they chose to fall for, when you look at the FBI reports and the various reports and the investigations that occurred, they came back with nothing. They came back with nothing. If Matt Gaetz had done the things that he was accused of, you better believe they would have filed charges against him. But they came back with nothing. But Mitch McConnell, Lisa Murkowski, Susan Collins, and John Curtis of Utah fell for it. And they did it for a reason. They did it for a reason. Let me show you the people who are judging Matt Gaetz. I just want you guys to see these people and you judge them for yourself. And you tell me, do they have room in their closet? Do they have room to come out and attack Matt Gaetz? What do you think? You think they do? Look at Mitch McConnell. This guy is the main one who stood and rejected Matt Gaetz. What president?
Path to finishing the NDA this week has been good bipartisan cooperation and a string of
pretty good.
Okay, Mitch. Anything else you want to say, or should we just go back to the press? Do you want to say anything else to the press? Let's go back to you.
Go ahead, John.
I'll take it back. Let's go back to you.
Go ahead, John.
Okay, guys, how about that? This guy chose to judge Matt Gaetz, but that's not all. I got more. Oh yeah, I came equipped. And I came equipped because I want you guys to stop falling for the smear campaign. I want you guys to use your best judgment.
Sorry, I had a hard time hearing you.
That's okay. What are your thoughts on running for re-election in 2026?
What are my thoughts about what?
Running for re-election in 2026.
That's
Did you hear the question, Senator? Running for re-election in 2026? All right, I'm sorry, you all. We're going to need a minute. Senator Benny.
Yep.
outside, so come with us. Okay.
Somebody else have a cup.
You want to know why? You really want to know why? No, you didn't say that. That's a good one, Cindy. You want to know why he doesn't want President Trump to have a good cabinet? Because President Trump's plans are big for the United States. Let's take a look at our next senator. This, my dear friends, is Susan Collins. Listen, these people that I'm showing you, they need to go. They need to go.
I was shocked by the nomination, given the many allegations, but that's why it's important that the Senate go through its process.
What she is doing is making a decision about someone based upon accusations. Accusations, not proof, accusations.
Of making sure that we have a Senate investigation, which involves extensive interviews and questionnaires, and then a public hearing.
Guys, the FBI report that she's looking for will be just the excuse she needs in order to say no. She has no intention. It's not about Matt Gaetz. It's about sticking it to Donald J. Trump by virtue of the fact it's about sticking it to us, the American people. Now, I want you to hear what Anna Luna has to say about Lisa Murkowski. Lisa. Anna Luna is pretty smart. Listen to her. She's from Florida.
President-elect Trump wasted no time building out his cabinet since he was elected last week. He nominated a few Floridians to serve in his administration. So I would love to get your reaction, starting with news from Wednesday. Your colleague, Congressman Matt Gaetz, he resigned from Congress shortly after the announcement was made, but Trump tapped him for Attorney General. What's your reaction?
You know, I think the swamp is very afraid of Matt Gaetz being the AG, and what I will tell you is no sooner than when he was announced than you saw the smear campaign about Matt Gaetz, very similar to the smear campaign that was launched against Justice Kavanaugh. But look, I've known Matt for years, and what I will tell you is, unfortunately, when you are that big of a threat to very powerful people, sometimes people will make statements simply to prevent other people or try to dissuade other people from liking you and voting for you, specifically in this case in confirmation. What I will also tell you is every media outlet that tried to bring up the Justice Department probes into Matt Gaetz never adequately reported that those were all dropped. And so what you're seeing is an attempt, I think, to destroy someone's reputation, and it's wrong. Matt Gaetz has done some incredible things in regards to weeding out corruption in Washington, D.C., and I think that he's going to do great things at the Justice Department, and that's exactly why he passed the vetting of President Trump and why they have nominated him to be the Attorney General. But I'm not going to engage in this BS narrative that he's some crazy sex trafficking, convicted pedophile, because he's not. And that whole idea and narrative in an attempt to destroy him that's frankly wrong.
To your point, to no one's surprise, Democrats expressed their disdain pretty immediately.
And as course, except for Jared Moskowitz, he was very straightforward. And Jared, as you know, is an attorney.
And some Republicans in the Senate, though, did as well. Senator Susan Collins said she was shocked. Senator Lisa Murkowski reportedly said she doesn't think this is a, quote, serious nomination for the Attorney General. Senator Joni Ernst said he's really got his, quote, really got his work cut out for him to get confirmed. Do you think that he will get confirmed?
I think he'll get confirmed. And also, I don't think Lisa Murkowski.
Well, unfortunately, that video was created prior to the hammer coming down. Matt Gaetz decided to not be a victim, but to decide for himself, hey, I'm out of here. I've got bigger fish to fry. And I tell you what, they jumped they did not get Matt Gaetz, but they got somebody even more competent, and she's going after them. And President Trump does trust her too. My next subject that I wanted to discuss, and I spoke about this on Thursday, the mentally incompetent Biden, who invited President Trump to the White House to say that there was going to be a smooth transition, is trying to start a war. And we all know this. Hug your children. Hug your children. Hug your babies. Because if President Trump does not intervene, your babies will probably be sent to Ukraine to fight Russia. And that's not fair. We have, as I've shared with you guys many times, November 5th was a good day, but it was just a calm before the storm. We have 57 days, 7 hours, 41 minutes and 40 seconds before Biden is out of office. 57 days, 7 hours, 41 minutes and 33 seconds before Biden is out of the White House. Don't let your guard down, guys. Don't let your guard down. They are gunning for us. They want to make sure that the war is escalating. Biden's administration is hell-bent to get us into a full war. And that's going to cause your children and my children to probably have to suit up and get a gun to go fight on foreign soil. Or maybe they could launch a ballistic missile on our own soil. That's going to cause a global conflict. What it boils down to is Biden wants to make it hard for Trump to make peace and North Korea has joined Russia against Ukraine. And these people are saying, no, this has got to stop. Well, even though Biden wants things to become worse, it ain't going to happen. I hope not. I'm going to say I hope not. Because what happened yesterday was the head of NATO went to Mar-a-Lago to meet with President Trump, the head of NATO. They discussed a range of global security issues facing the alliance, It appears to be, and the head of NATO, this was his first meeting with President Trump. I think that's going to bypass what Biden and his cronies are doing. And I think that's going to send a message to Putin and Xi and the North Korean leader to say, hold your horses. Hold your horses. Ignore the dummy that's in the White House for right now. Ignore him. And, you know, they hate President Trump. I want to show you a little bit of an example. I want to show you a video of what President Trump had to go through during his first administration. And I want you to watch carefully the vitriol, the arguments, the anger. They were seething. They were really angry at President Trump. Oh, and I'm talking Nancy Pelosi, I'm talking Chuck Schumer, and by virtue of the fact that there are others, and including Mitch McConnell, they do not like President Trump by virtue of that fact. They don't like us, and they're losing control. And Trump is the one that's standing in their way.
So the wall will get built, but we may not have an agreement today. We probably won't.
Okay. They're talking about building the wall in the United States, and this was back during Trump's first administration. So let's hear some more.
But we have an agreement on other things that are really good. Nancy, would you like to say something?
Well, thank you, Mr. President, for the opportunity to meet with you so that we can work together in a bipartisan way to meet the needs of the American people. I think the American people recognize that we must keep government open, that a shutdown is not worth anything, and that you should not have a Trump shutdown. You have the White House,
did you say Trump?
shutdown.
Oh.
You have the White House, you have the Senate, you have the House of Representatives, you have the votes. You should pass it
No, we
right
don't have
now.
the votes, Nancy, because in the Senate we need 60 votes.
No, but in the House,
and we don't
you
have.
could bring it up right now.
Yeah, but I
today.
can't, excuse me, but I can't get it passed in the House if it's not going to pass in the Senate. I don't want to waste time.
Well, the fact is, you can get it started that way.
The
And-
House we could get passed very easily,
Okay,
and we
then do
do.
it. Then
But
do
the
it.
problem is the Senate, because we need 10 Democrats to vote,
No,
and
no, that's
they
not
won't
the
vote.
point, Mr. President. The point is that there are equities to be weighed, and we're here to have a conversation in a
Correct.
prayerful way, so I don't think we should have a debate in
Correct.
front of the press on this. But the fact is, the House Republicans could bring up this bill, if they had the votes, immediately, and set the tone for what you want.
If we thought we were going to get it passed in the Senate, Nancy, we would do it immediately. We'd get it passed very easily in the House.
No, that's
We
not
would
the
get it, Nancy, I'd have it passed in 2 seconds. It doesn't matter, though, because we can't get it passed in the Senate because we need 10 Democrat votes.
Well,
That's the problem.
again, let us have our conversation, then we
That's
can
right.
meet with the press again. But the fact is that legislating, and which is what we do, you begin, you make your point, you state your case. That's what the House Republicans could do if they had the votes. But there are no votes in the House, a majority of votes, for a wall, no matter where you start.
right. You don't have
If I needed the votes for the wall in the House, I would have them in one session,
Well, then
it would
go
be
do it.
done.
Go do it.
It doesn't help because we need 10 Democrats in
No,
the
don't
Senate.
put it on the Senate. Put it on,
course.
put it on the negotiation.
Okay, let me ask you this, and we're doing this in a very friendly manner. It doesn't help for me to take a vote in the House where I will win easily with the Republicans.
You will not win.
It doesn't help to take that vote because I'm not going to get the vote
Don't put
of
it
the
on
Senate. I need
Mr.
10
President.
senators. That's
Mr.
the problem.
President, you have the White House, you have the Senate.
I have the
you
White House. The White
of
House is done, and the House would give me the vote if I wanted it. But I can't because
Well,
I
you
need,
can't-
Nancy, I need 10
can't.
votes from Chuck.
Mr.
All right, let me say
President,
something here.
Let me just say one thing. The fact is, you do not have the votes in the House.
Nancy, I do. And we need
let's
border
take the
security.
vote, we'll
Nancy,
find out.
Nancy, we need border security. It's very simple.
Of course we do.
We need border security.
do.
People are pouring into our country, including terrorists. We have terrorists. We caught 10 terrorists over the last very short period of time. 10. These are very serious people. Our border agents, all of our law enforcement has been incredible what they've done. But we caught 10 terrorists. These are people that were looking to do harm. We need the wall. We need more important than anything, we need border security, of which the wall is just a piece. But it's important. Chuck, did you want to say something?
Yeah, here's what I want to say. We have a lot of disagreements here. The Washington Post today gave you a whole lot of Pinocchios because they say you constantly misstate how much the wall is built, how much of the wall is built, and how much is there. But that's not the point here. We have a disagreement about the wall, whether it's effective or whatever. Not on border security, but on the wall. We do not want to shut down the government. You have called 20 times to shut down the government. You say, I want to shut down the government. We don't. We want to come to an agreement. If we can't come to an agreement, we have solutions that will pass the House and Senate right now and will not shut down the government, and that's what we're urging you to do. Not threaten to shut down the government, because let me just finish, because you can't get your way.
The last time you shut it down, you got killed.
Let me say something, Mr. President. You just say, my way or we'll shut down the government. We have a proposal that Democrats and Republicans will support to do a CR that will not shut down the government. We urge you to take it.
And if it's not good border security, I won't take it.
It is very good border security.
And if it's not good border security...
Okay, you guys get an idea of what he has to put up with. Joe Biden came from the Senate, so they're all cliquish and they're all together. I appeal to you, my friends. Reach out to Washington. We have a representative type of government in the United States of America. Call them. Let them know to stop playing games. Stop listening to the lies and the character assassination. And let's get President Trump what he needs in order to implement his agenda. He has less than 2 years to do this. He's got to get started immediately. Someone says he's got 2 years. Others say he has theoretically 2 months, because shortly the members are going to start campaigning again shortly after this election. Many of them probably started campaigning on November the 6th. So they're going to be more concerned about pleasing their donors than pleasing the American people. So I ask you, please make that call and tell Chuck Schumer, tell Lisa Murkowski, tell Lisa Murkowski, Susan Collins, and John Curtis, the new guy. Tell them the American people is not playing. We gave President Trump a mandate because we want the borders closed. We want the walls built. We want a return to a strong America. We want lower energy costs. We want our country back. And I thank you guys for listening to me preach. My children had to do it all the time. But you guys have a blessed weekend. And if I don't talk to you between now and Thanksgiving, have a really wonderful Thanksgiving. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys. Keep fighting. Keep your guard up. Don't let them distract you. This is America, the greatest country on earth, and other countries are looking at us to see how we respond. So we're not going to let them beat us. And we're going to fight, and we're going to support the man who we sent to Washington, D.C. to fight for us.